What?
The fuck?
What
Yeah, they had like a
Highly
about?
interested.
And isn't it Snoop Lion?
No, he went back to dog.
yeah. It was for like some project he was working on.
Snoop
Yeah,
Dogg versus
yeah,
DMX.
Yeah, he had it for like a year. Yeah, Snoop Dogg and DX had like some
Where the
music
dog, where the
rap
dog,
battle.
where the dog at.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that.
Oh,
Yeah, I figured you would.
How's everybody doing?
Good,
Good.
man.
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know that we are live. Welcome
Nick.
to the. Don't you dare. Welcome to. God damn it. I'm so glad I'm still in copyright.
Hey guys,
school.
welcome to my Minecraft server. Just so you know, this is a Christian Minecraft server. Reminder to Gnarly over here. Oh
Jesus.
dear jeez. Okay, so for you to connect, you gotta type in 192.168.1.1, and the port is 27701. So please join my server. Thanks. Bye.
That was
go.
horrible.
Why are you routing into an internal network? That's not how that works.
That was horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. It was my little cousin. I just decided.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
wanted to
if he was
plug his-
hosting a LAN, it would have been fine. But
He also wanted me to tell you that you can go to localhost to join his server.
oh, okay. And just route yourself back home. That'd be great. All right, but yes, this is the 7th or 8th installment of the Peeps Podcast. I'm your host, Gemini, who everyone knows my real name because we forgot that we were doing pseudonyms a few podcasts ago.
Nice.
Anybody wants to sound off? Go ahead.
I am co-host Jay Mays. I don't use the pseudonym because that's kind of lame.
There you go.
Okay, so I am Swayze. I have an alias, and I think aliases are cool.
Fucking nerd.
I'm
Gnarly.
using an alias.
Who's your
Steam
name?
guest Phylast. Most people know me. That
Say
actually
I'm
is
using an
Christopher.
alias? Oh,
Yes.
sorry. I haven't even said my name yet.
All right, go ahead.
He's talking. Sorry. Go ahead.
He being Phylast.
Yes. Sure.
Hi, I'm Phylast. Steam guest. Friends know me as Christopher.
Doesn't he have like that radio voice?
That was a good voice.
He does.
He
Right.
does.
Yeah,
You're gonna have
but
to
he has
edit
a
him
face
so he
for it,
talks
too.
over all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last, just tell us about the traffic report, please.
Traffic report. So if you look outside and you see the earthbound traffic, I'm actually playing a space game right now, is partly cloudy.
Oh boy,
It makes sense. Don't question it. Don't question it.
Yeah.
So
I
what
just
you're
looked
saying is
outside.
there's a chance.
There is a chance.
of rain.
It's a risk of rain, as they
Do you
say.
guys? Yeah. What genres do you guys just do? Like Rec League mainly, or like do I make car jokes, or what do I do here?
I mean, I think almost everyone in here plays Rocket League to some degree.
Okay, so I'll make more actual
Um,
traffic jokes instead of space bullshit.
You make the jokes you want to make.
So we're out on the field here. Me and Gnarly are out
This
to
is a
field
safe
report,
space.
and there's a giant chance of flying cars.
Bro, their team name is Bohemian Whiff City.
With
With-
City?
Whiff City.
I bet they're just smurfing.
I mean, one of his name is Breezy.
Hmm. I think that's everybody, except Frosty.
Oh, I'm Evan. Sorry. Yes, I am Evan. Frosty.
Oh, you gave it up.
Yeah, you gave
I-
it up. You didn't have to.
Please. I don't
So
care.
Evan, do you like eating ass?
Oh yeah,
Do I like eating ass?
yeah. That was the question of the first podcast.
That's true.
Ah. Not a fan.
Really?
I think I'm good. I think I'm alright.
Sometimes the ass eats you.
Hmm.
Sometimes you're ass, sometimes you're the hole.
Well, if anybody who knows Frosty in real life, we know that he's a very picky eater, so it's understandable.
It's like,
sure.
oh, eating ass. What'd you have for dinner?
Chicken.
No, I ain't having that.
What,
Fried
corn?
chicken.
Nah.
Just the idea is, if you want to play in the mud, got to get a little bit dirty.
Sometimes you're not wrong.
Oh man, I'm. If you guys, I know that you guys all have the Notion board, but if you guys want to put in comments, let me know, and then I can look at them and be like, okay, yeah, we could talk about that, or whatever. But Jameis, do you want to start us off with? Oh, okay. Well, did you want to start us off with anything or anything? Do you guys want to talk about anything or anything to start with, or?
I can go through a book I just got today in the mail called 101 Not Funny But Funny Dad Jokes.
Oh my god, you would get that. You would buy a fucking joke book of dad jokes.
Hear me out. It was a gift from someone. I didn't know it was arriving. I just found out about it today when I looked in the box and found a joke book. So someone actually bought it for me.
Who gifted
and
this
didn't
book
tell
to
me.
you and thought that, hey, you know what? This is a great book. I'm gonna give this to Jameis.
You actually gifted it to him?
It came from my mother-in-law.
I'm sorry. One more time.
Came from my mother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she gifted it to you.
That's a good buy right there. That's a good.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
So,
the GIF.
what is a good dad joke according to this book?
Yeah,
Dad
yeah.
jokes?
Pull up a random page.
Do page 69.
Make us
Yep.
groan.
All right. So from 101 So Bad They're Good Dad Jokes by Elias Hill. Illustrated by Catherine Hogan. The illustrations are pretty funny because the dad telling the joke is always laughing in the illustration. But page 69, it's not numbered. So do you want me to count or just pretend?
Well, do they have a 69th joke?
There's
Yeah.
no number system.
Okay.
There's not even
so
a page number?
You should definitely
Nope.
count to the 69th page, but we have no way of checking, so you can lie to us. As long as it's quick. Is he really counting?
Yeah, I'm just going to pick one.
Okay.
All right.
69th
The son
joke.
says, Dad, what position should I apply for? Dad says, sitting is my favorite.
It hurts.
It's his favorite position.
Oh.
And the dad in the picture just looks so pleased with himself for telling that joke.
Oh. It hurts. One more.
Oh god.
All right, by the way, I brought this up as a joke. Now I'm just, panning out to my audience. Dad, what's the difference between a numerator and a denominator? A short line. Only a fraction of people understand that.
God damn it.
Oh no. Oh.
By the way, the first one I read, I read it earlier today. This one, I didn't read it first. I just started reading. So I got the punchline the same moment everyone else did.
There you go.
And that dad is giving a thumbs up in this picture.
Illustrated.
What kind of illustrations are there? Like, why does a dad joke book need to have illustrations of just dads?
Because you can't explain how
laughing?
bad the joke is. You have to show
Look,
it.
you have to be a dad to understand it. First of all,
God damn it.
Are you sure?
yeah. You have. So what happens is parental genes are passed down through offspring, but they're usually dormant until you have a kid. The extra boost of serotonin, and there's another chemical that's released when you have a child, which helps you love it as hard as it is. It awakens those genes and cells. That's why we have stereotypical parents.
No, I'm pretty sure you just stopped giving a fuck.
No, I just made all that up. But I
Yeah.
do like the pictures because I'm very picture oriented when it comes to reading.
Oh man. Okay.
God damn it.
Oh, Man, those dad jokes hurt. Like I think I'm dying of secondhand embarrassment.
Secondhand embarrassment.
I'm so embarrassed
Hey,
for you, it hurts.
hey, Gemini. Gemini.
Yes.
Where did you learn to make a banana split?
I don't know. Where did I learn to make a banana split?
Sunday school.
Oh,
Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna save these for later in other cats because this is just gold right here. I'm holding.
Oh
I'm
god.
gonna
It's
save it
just
to the right moment.
Pure gold.
Oh jeez.
dang.
Okay. So, I think we should start this off a little bit spicy and something that I like to call the Walmart paradox. So, I don't know if I'm assuming that everybody here knows what Walmart is, right?
Yeah, is this from your the Marco Polo you sent earlier?
Yeah, it's from the Marco Polo that I sent earlier. So
Good. I didn't finish it, so
okay.
I can get the abridged version.
Is this similar to the Waffle House Index?
I don't
No.
know what the Waffle House Index is, so I'm going to assume no.
Okay.
But,
WHI.
So, but here's the thing, right? So here's my theory. Actually, let me give you a little bit of background. So Marco Polo, was talking to Wafa, and Wafa was talking about how Walmarts around her area are just shitty, and so she would rather go to Target. And I think we can all kind of, if we have the choice, we'd rather go to Target than Walmart if given those.
They
two
have the
choices.
best shopping carts. They run so smooth and they're sturdy.
Are you talking about Target or Walmart?
Target.
Okay.
I've never had a
You know
better
the
shopping
answer to
cart.
that question. Like, why are you even like? Why did you even pose that? You knew the answer.
Okay. Well, actually, real quick, show of voices. You can't really do show of hands on an audio stream, but show of voices. Who prefers Target over Walmart?
That's an eye for me.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't
No,
go to
not
a
no
Walmart.
because of price.
Oh, whoa, Swayze. There's a dissenting opinion. So, you prefer Walmart over Target?
Yeah, everything's cheaper at Walmart, at least here. We also don't have a Target here, so
Okay, but let
What do you enjoy more? Because
Just in
Walmart,
general.
we definitely shop at more because of the prices. But if the prices were the same, where you going?
I'd go to Target. If the prices were the same. I will
Well, I
say,
mean, you
though,
can't really say
that-
price is the same. You should just go if you had one available.
Yeah,
That's
I'd go
part of
to
the that's
Walmart.
part of the selling point for Walmart is the prices.
Pretty sure the
Pulling
reason why
back
Target is a
prices.
little bit more expensive is because you don't have to go to Walmart.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, and that's what brings me into the Walmart paradox, right? So,
But well, before we get to that, let's take a shout out to our sponsors, which we have dual sponsorship
What?
this week: Target and Walmart.
He said what?
I thought our sponsor was Raid Shadow Legends.
No, it's ExpressVPN.
Ventura
It-
watches.
It changes every week, so that way everybody gets to invest a little bit. We make them rich, they make us rich. So Walmart, Target,
Whoa, what's
thank you
this
for
us?
contributions.
What's this us business?
Wait, where's the money coming from?
Yeah, where's this money
Walmart.
going?
Who's?
It goes to support.
Splitting this? Is there a check that goes out? Do I need to get on a mailing list?
You're on the Notion board. It's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. That's pretty much how we route all of our money.
Yeah,
You
through
know.
Notion, everything. So the Walmart paradox is stated as thus, right? If you go to a Walmart in a big city, right, the Walmarts are subsequently worse than if you go to a Walmart in a smaller city. And let me explain. When I was in high school, I used to live in a little town in Colorado. And when I was living there, they were building the Walmart out. It was a brand new Walmart, and everyone was really excited. Except for the small business owners, which were being put out of business because the Walmart was being opened. Anyway, so when Walmart opened, it was fantastic. Everything was nice and shiny. Everything was, just beautiful. It was an immaculate Walmart. And you'd go in, and shopping was a pleasure. It was a bit like Publix. And the thing is that after I left there and I moved to other places like Florida, Georgia, you know, anywhere else where I've seen another Walmart, I've gone into the Walmart, and the shopping experience at that Walmart is significantly worse, right? It's just, dirty floors, like terrible location, clientele's not the greatest. It just, your overall experience of Walmart is so poor that you decide, you know what, I'm going to shop at Target. Right, and so that is the Walmart paradox. The more people that are able to shop at Walmart, the less attractive the Walmart becomes, and you end up going to Target. And I was trying to find out, what the real reason of this was. And my opinion is, as the clientele rises, it's because of Walmart's low prices, and their rollback system. And basically, what I'm saying is, because the prices are so low, you're getting a clientele that is only concerned about the prices. So you end up starting to get really interesting people. So, for example, anybody on peopleofwalmart.com, people just deciding to wear wife beaters and underwear and flip flops for whatever reason, and they decide that pants is no longer an option at Walmart. I think I saw a guy who was sleeping in a shopping cart, and his friend was pushing him through the line, and he just put the things that he needed to buy on top of the person who was sleeping. Just
reasonable.
Interesting things at Walmart. So, I just kind of wanted to gauge the opinion on this to see if you guys see a familiar paradox between I guess smaller Walmarts and bigger Walmarts. Does that make sense?
Well, so where I live has a lot of trailer trash and, meth and crackheads.
Mm.
So, there's always going to be crackheads and stuff at Walmart, but, where are you going to go when you need a new Xbox controller or,
Amazon?
Best Buy, it doesn't have the deals,
No, you need it today. I don't need it tomorrow. I need it today, Raph. Can't go to Amazon.
Best Buy.
Yeah, well, then you're paying the price of going to Walmart.
I don't have
It's not
TVs
cheaper. It's
for
just
Amazon.
I hate your life.
Sure.
Yeah, you say you got a date, right? And you're like, oh man, I need deodorant and I also need some beer. Where are you gonna go? You're gonna go to Target?
CVS,
Yeah.
the gas station.
I would go to Target. Well, I'd probably like a Walgreens or CVS for that.
No, because Target has those really nice men's shaving soaps, from Henley's, I think.
Yeah, but
I think
that's.
But I'm not going to
you
get
just need
very
deodorant.
nice men's shaving soaps. I'm trying to get some fucking
Deodorant
degree for
and-
my fucking
And
pits.
beer.
I-
Yeah.
I might just go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
That's also.
I mean,
true.
yeah, but not everywhere has a Publix.
Well,
There's
we don't have
also
a Publix
Kroger.
up here. There's the Kroger, the Costco. Up here we have Food Lion, Winn-Dixie, if that's still around.
I mean, I
Harris
go to
Teeter.
Supermax.
So
Supermax.
Here's the question.
There's
that you wanna ask,
Sedano's in Florida.
Is
Yeah.
why Walmart is because you believe it's going to be the cheapest thing, correct?
It's not the cheapest thing for food, of course.
So, are you familiar with? I don't know what was in that documentary, but are you familiar with Walmart's economical scheme? There's a better word for that. Business strategy.
No.
No, enlighten me.
So they got a few things going on, but one of the biggest things they have going on is that they will have the cheapest item in every category. Let's just use a food processor as an example. They will have the cheapest food processor in almost all the departments, like Target, Macy's, whatever. It's going to have the cheapest one. However, that cheapest food processor is going to be the worst, and it will break in a week. And I'm just kind of exaggerating, but that's the idea, is that it is low quality, and what you do is that it's visible low quality. And what people do is like, all right, well, I don't need to get the cheapest because I'm looking at it and it looks like crap compared to the other ones. However, the other food processors that are there that are the same one. I'm not even literally the same brand, same type, same everything. At Target and the other ones will be more expensive. So it's almost as if it's a bait and switch, but not the same kind of process. So you'll actually be paying more for the same product at a Walmart compared to a Target, unless you're getting the cheapest one, which is going to break on you anyways.
Okay, so
That-
so
Alright,
it's
but-
a
That is one of their
bait and switch, but it's
strategies.
internal.
What
So
is your question?
basically, it was, what it is that they can offer the cheapest product imaginable, but
Which gets people in the doors.
they're banking on you looking at it and being like,
Like,
I
oh, I
don't
don't
know.
want that.
I don't
I'll
want
spend
that.
a little bit more for this one, but that a little bit more is more compared to another department selling the same product. Literally the same product. I don't mean like it's got extra bells and whistles. No, it's the same thing.
I haven't run into that situation. Overall, I usually find things a little cheaper at Walmart and food, like cheaper than grocery stores.
So so this data is roughly 8 years old or so. So I mean, they could have changed their strategies since then, but I doubt it. The biggest thing that they would do with the food is they do not care about regular refrigerated food. Freezer food's fine. They have good freezers, but anything that needs to be regular refrigerated, they don't really refrigerate it properly, and that's shown in how long their food lasts past up to their expiration date or not actually to it. Their trucks that they use for refrigeration, regular refrigeration, not freezing, just sucks, and they're well there. And here's the thing: they listen to their customers and what they buy and what they care about. They know that their customers don't give no fucks about it, so they haven't really done it. There's a few different interviews of some of their execs talking about their process of doing that, and it's even directly asked. And that's basically what they said is like, yeah, well, we'll if our customers vote by spending money in this category or not spending money in this category, we'll change our process. Until then, we're not going to do anything about it.
Huh.
Well, I mean, like my whole thing is less about the pricing of Walmart and more about the feeling that you get when you actually shop there.
Wanting to hate yourself, I get it.
So something similar to that feeling, right, would be, the airline industry has changed quite a bit, since
COVID.
no, not even COVID, since the 1950s, 1960s. Like
Less
it used to be a
crashes.
classy thing to fucking go fly in a plane,
Mhm.
and nowadays it's all about comfort, right? So why shouldn't shopping be the same way? Yeah, you're not gonna see, people looking their best, but they're gonna be, happy with how they're shopping.
So you're saying that Walmart is the Spirit Airlines of the grocery shopping world?
I don't know about. I mean, generally every there's no dress code for flying in a plane, right?
There is actually.
I've never had a problem with a plane
Have you tried to
saying
fly
I
naked?
can't wear cargo shorts or jorts or fucking anything.
For business and first class, there is a dress code, and so this is a little known fact. This is kind of like a little snippet from my contacts in the flight in the airline industry. Let's say, for example, you go onto a plane, or you're trying to get onto a plane that is fully booked, right? Or not fully booked, but like you're trying to get onto a plane and your ticket is about to be bumped. Okay. However, there is a business class seat because somebody left, that business class seat open, and the boarding is taking place and everything is going on, right? If you are dressed in a button down and trousers and you're looking professionally dressed, you will be able to get onto that business. They will give you that business class ticket, as opposed to if you were not. So if you're dressing up in cargo shorts, shirt, flip flops, whatever, they will bump you. But if you're dressed up in business casual attire, they will give you the business class ticket because they need to fill the seat.
I don't
It
see
makes
how
way
that's
for the
really much of
regulars.
an enforcement of, you know, their dress code. You know,
Well, the enforcement of the dress code is like, if you're flying business class or first class, you are expected to maintain a certain way
Decorum.
about your decorum. That's a good word.
No.
Oh.
Are they playing Rocket League? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume.
Yeah. So you're expected to maintain like a certain decorum. However, if you are in coach and you're moving up to business or first class, you're expected to maintain that same level of decorum. And if you're not, then they will not bump you up if given the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
Yeah, and when I flew standby, because my dad's a pilot. When I was his dependent, I could fly standby for pretty much free, and I would always dress for first class because sometimes that was the only seat available, and if you weren't dressed for it, you weren't getting it.
Yeah. No, so my mom is also in the industry, and her thing was you have to dress professionally, otherwise they won't let you on. Like it's just not going to happen. And they will give you business or first class seats if there is a business or first class available. But if there isn't, then they'll give you coach. I got a junk seat once. That was terrible, by the way. I chose to not take that ticket. But yeah,
Nice.
but in terms of Walmart, going back to the Walmart question, Walmart, if they would maintain a certain level of standard for their patrons, then I think it would be a better shopping experience as opposed to, let's say going to Target and whatnot. And because the thing is that there's nothing wrong about the Walmart look and feel, right?
Yeah.
I honestly think it's all about the clientele. And
Or what about the STDs that are on every shelf?
Yeah.
well, that cannot be proven unless you have like another study failing.
I mean, all you need is a Q-tip, and I'm just kidding. Okay, so
Is he really
you're
gonna
trying you're describing a break-even point of the staff being able to keep up with the journal messiness of its clientele. And if you look at the like the standards of Walmart, all their bylaws are going to say it must be this clean. Have these standards for cleaning the aisles every day or so on. But it breaks down when you ask the same employees to do that, like 5 times a day as opposed to twice a day, and you're comparing it to large stores or large cities versus small cities, and small cities, you're still going to have people that are going to know each other more. At the very least, they're going to care for each other more as compared to the smaller cities. But if you're comparing it, like, why isn't there like a premium feel to being in Walmart to airlines? You guys know, or I don't. Who's your actual population that listens to this podcast?
It's just us.
Okay, so you guys know about. You guys are aware of Publix.
Don't be modest.
You guys are aware of Publix, right?
Yeah.
And Publix, compared to other grocery stores, they have twice the amount of light as other grocery stores. Now, they just pay that in the cost of their business, just the part of their business model. But the double the light makes it feel everything is cleaner and everything is just nicer in there. Even though it's roughly the same thing, and I argue that it's not, but regardless, the very minimum, Publix has double the light. And you can see how successful it's doing because it's taken over the southeast region and it's actually breaking into the northwest region as well. So these companies aren't wanting to spend the extra cost and take the risk of changing up their model, and they having to fight that idea that all right, this is the cheapest thing, and it does degrade from there. Like you're right, It as soon as it gets open, it's all shiny and new. All the ground's not scuffed up. It looks pretty. Everything's pristine. And then after a year, it just looks like World War II or III, whatever.
Well, okay, so I would push back on that a little bit, just because Target, like I don't know what the business model of Target is, right? But the idea behind, like, so Target has a very similar, I don't want to say, maybe not look and feel, but a very similar base of operations as Walmart does. They basically copy Walmart, but they just make it a better Walmart in a sense, right? And then that's how they gain their clientele, right? So, for example, you go to Walmart, you get the people who want the cheapest shit, right? And that's going to be a certain clientele, right? You go to Target, you get a certain amount of people who want slightly better shit, and that's going to be another branch of the clientele. But the employees of both Target and Walmart, they get paid pretty much the same, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm pretty sure that their bylaws and their regulations and standards are going to be very similar, if not the exact same. Okay.
Until recently, Target employees were paid more.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, like, because from what I remember, because, this is 15 years ago when I was considering, working at like, these types of places, they were about this, you're getting paid about the same. Like, the only difference was, like, maybe $1, if anything, right? And that depended on the location and, the certain things that you were doing at the place. I know that Walmart was paying the cheapest for all the employees, because all the employees did pretty much the same thing. Okay, you got to go into cash. There's really no deli department, so you just walk around and make sure that nothing looks terrible, I guess, right? And that's pretty much it. You restock the shelves or whatever, right? And then Target is pretty much the same. Like, I don't really know of. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that their roles are extremely similar, if not the exact same. However, you still get a better feel at Target than you do at Walmart, and I do think that that's based on the clientele that Walmart is receiving versus what Target is receiving.
So, do you think that Walmart wants to not have that same clientele?
I don't know what Walmart's end goal is. I mean, if we're going to be cynical about it, Walmart's end goal is to make as much money as possible, and that's just the end goal for any company, right? But they're going about it in a different way than Target is, right? Target, I would like to think that they're like, hey, when you're tired of Walmart, shop at Target, right? And then Walmart's like, we have the cheapest shit, buy from us. I don't believe that there is. I do believe that they're trying to go after different markets per se, but I don't know if Walmart's trying to change that business. I mean, I've heard that they've been doing experiments to make their Walmarts a little bit nicer so they can attract Target's customers, but I feel like it's just not working in their favor because Walmart has such a reputation.
I think it's mainly the reputation. I mean, I've been in regular grocery stores where you look at people and you're like, why'd you leave the house like that? Same with Walmart, but also been at Walmart when there's not many people, it's not crowded, it's not that hellhole people think of, and it's just a regular place. But most of the time, I choose where I'm going depending on what I'm buying anyways. Like our bulk groceries, Walmart, like produce, usually we're going to Lidl, but we also get produce and meat from the farmer's market. And if it's like, oh snap, we forgot to grab something, I might grab something from like a regular grocery store on my way home. Just because it's more convenient to get in and out, and it's on the way. Going to Walmart is out of the way, so that's also contributing factors.
I don't know. Phalanx, what are you trying to? What's your point exactly?
Who?
Oh, I'm sorry. Phylast, not Phalanx.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. So yeah, I didn't know who you're talking about either.
Phalanx.
Phalanx.
So my point is, Walmart wants to make money. You're right. They want all customers, right? However, they're on a different market scale because they are marketing to, like, we have the cheapest, or that you're going to get the best price here, even though that might not be accurate. But I'm only bringing that up because that's kind of what you're trying to say is the difference, is that the clientele is different, but how they market it and their feeling of it and the reputation is much different.
Yeah, no. Like, but
It's a self-perpetuating thing. Like, all right, you go here at 3 a.m., you're gonna get the the people of Walmart.
yeah. No, I mean, like, so Walmart has this thing which is like open 24 hours a day. Like,
Not since COVID though.
Well, okay. Let's assume that we're in non-COVID times, right? So, but the thing is that Walmart has always been a place of cheapness and convenience, right? So you attract the clientele that is catering to that. So I think that, like, Walmart perpetuates the idea of the people of Walmart.com because of how they market themselves to the client, to the world, right? So if you're open 24/7, don't be surprised when you see somebody who is just coming back from the club, half drunk and with this random girl in the shopping cart who's like completely knocked out, pushing through the aisles at 3 a.m, right? Because that's who you're going to see in the 24 the after hours market, I guess, right? It's the same thing with places like Taco Bell, right? Taco Bell has always been, well, not always, but it has been recently been kind of like, hey, if I want shitty, greasy food after a lot of drinking, you go to Taco Bell, and they have fourth meal, so it's delicious, right? You're not going to go to, well, you can't really go anywhere else, so you have to go to Taco Bell. You can go to McDonald's, but who fucking wants to go to McDonald's? You know what I mean?
Man, we have a Sonic's open till 2.
Sonic?
Like right across the
I'm a
street.
Sonic.
Okay, hold on. This is my rant. Sonic is the blandest shit I have ever seen or I've ever tasted in my life. And the thing about Sonic is that you forget about how bland it is because it is so bland, right? So every time that I've gone to Sonic, I'm like, ooh, I can have tater tots. Tater tots sounds really good right now. Oh man, let me get that burger. Oh, this looks so good. And then you bite into it and you're like, oh, it tastes like air. It tastes like nothing. Why have I done this? Right? And
I've never experienced that.
6 months later, 6 months later, it's the same thing over and over and over again. I just want Sonic to have a little bit of taste in my life, and then I'll be glad. But unfortunately, Sonic, that's what happens. That is my quick little rant about Sonic.
Have you ever been to a cookout?
Where?
Cookout?
No.
I wasn't too impressed by them.
What? Cookout is great.
It's cheap.
It's real
Very
cheap and delicious.
Where is it?
There was one in North Carolina where I was.
Like an East Coast,
Virginia.
mid-East Coast kind of thing. Yeah, it's not like South.
Yeah.
But
Well, I would love to go, but unfortunately, I don't live in that area. Not really.
like you could get a meal for like 2 people for under $10. Like a straight up I'm stuffed meal.
If you ever want to visit, I'll take you to one.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Now, something that's got me interested is a topic on porta potties.
Oh, that's Swayze's.
Yeah. So my quick question is, what is your best experience in a porta potty?
You have good experiences.
Yeah,
Who's
I'm
ever
not
had a good
talking like
experience
what
in a porta
happened,
potty?
right? Right. I'm talking about like, maybe brand, or like you've actually been to one that smelled nice, and
Okay,
and
no,
I'm
I
not
got one,
limiting
I got
it
one.
to
Or-
like porta potties. I'm also gonna go with like campsite latrines, stuff like that.
Okay,
Or like, you hooked up in one.
okay.
That's a good
That's not a
experience.
proud moment, I don't think.
I didn't say proud,
Depends on
but
how
a
old
good
you are.
experience. in a
it's a
porta
different
potty.
level.
That's true.
It's a
Age
different
does-
level of
age-
proud.
age
That's
does-
that. I would be
come
proud
into
to hook up
factor.
in a porta
Listen,
potty. Are you kidding
Right
me?
now, if
You know
right
how
now you're
disgusting porta potties are?
If you're in a mental,
Convinced a woman to fucking bang you in a porta
that tells you
potty.
something
That's
about
impressive.
the woman. No. That is not impressive. That is not impressive. The
So-
class of woman you are having sex with in that porta potty, that does not make it impressive.
yeah,
Or
but
maybe you're just
you're
on the
mental
upper
state-
echelon of being a man. Like, you are such a man that they're like, I don't care
Yeah,
where it
they-
is. We're
they
going to that dirty
overcame
porta.
the fact that they're gonna be banging in a porta potty.
Nah, I
Yeah,
agree with Frosty.
because
That
they're
shit's
that awesome.
disgusting. I wouldn't have sex in a porta potty. And if
If
woman
I
was
was with
willing
a
to have sex
girl,
in a porta
If
potty,
I was with
God.
a woman at any point in my life, and we were walking, like, even if things were getting hot, and she was like, "Oh, let's just go fuck in that porta potty," bitch, you better start walking fucking home because you're not getting a ride.
if you want to join the Mile High Club.
So the question is,
No,
Club.
that's
The Blue
different.
Box
That's
Club.
different in general. Yes.
so the
That's
question,
a porta potty.
So, I will say
That's
it's
a
not a-
mobile air flying porta potty.
No, because in the fucking airplane bathroom, it vacuum sucks that shit out of the fucking toilet.
and it has
You don't have to
AC.
deal with it. In a
All right,
porta
but-
potty, you are in the shit. All right, you are waist deep in the shit at that point. All right, this is war, and you're going to it, and nothing pretty happens in war.
especially.
So the question was your best experience in a porta potty. So if your whole life all you did was take a piss in a porta potty or take a dump, and you managed to have sex one time in the porta potty, wouldn't you say that was your best time
no,
in a porta potty?
absolutely not. Because if I had sex in a porta potty, I would feel gross afterwards, and I would want to wash all of my body.
What if it was
And-
the hottest girl in the world?
It doesn't matter because, like, here's the thing, right? Let's say, for example, you have had sex with the woman of womans. I don't know, like Jennifer Gardner or something like that. I don't know.
Interesting
And
choice.
you have had sex with the most beautiful woman in a porta potty. After you get out of the porta potty, you're kind of like, that was kind of gross. And
So
I
here's-
kind of hold on, and I kind of want to wash up. But due to the fact that you're in a porta potty, you are most likely in a place where you do not have good access to a shower. Maybe you're at Bonnaroo, maybe you're at some other weird music festival with a bunch of hippies, right? You can't just go home. You can't
All right.
just find a shower real quick. It's just not going to happen, right? The best possible situation is that you had a porta potty sexual encounter and it was at some kind of campsite with a lake nearby, and then you can just jump in the lake. And
So
maybe-
between these three scenarios, you pee in a porta potty, you poop in a porta potty, or you have sex in a porta potty, which one do you think is the most enjoyable?
peeing.
None of them. Nothing's enjoyable about any of those situations.
No, I got an exception for us.
Not even the relief. Like,
because here's the thing. Let's say
I'd rather shit in the woods.
So no, but here's the thing.
Wipe my ass with a pine cone.
Jesus,
that's
okay.
disgusting.
I've had to do that.
You're gonna end up with
Exactly.
anal
It is
fissues.
disgusting. You're correct. That
You
is the
mess
point.
with gray water tanks, like.
Yeah, and I'm not happy about it. You think I enjoy it? No.
Yo, y'all remember when Mono got the poo on him?
Oh God.
Whoa! You can't just say those things and not have
We
a
had-
story. Go
so-
ahead, Harley.
So for anyone who doesn't know, me, Frosty, and Swayze were all on a boat together, and this boat had a sewage system, and somebody had to empty said sewage system, and a pipe ruptured.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I was there for that. It didn't feel nice. It wasn't a pipe though. It was a hose. It was a hose to a truck, a sewage truck. Not cool.
My poo sprayed all in his face.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but
that
at
was my
point,
shit in there.
at
Every
that point,
turn.
you know, you just pretend it's your own, and then lick your lips and get on with your day. You know, like,
Oh. No.
come on, have a sense of humor. Of course, I didn't actually do that. I went and showered.
Fuck.
That's how dysentery spreads.
Look
That's
at
how
that.
a lot of
Stage
things are
teeth
spread.
shots.
It's not just dysentery.
That's how cholera is formed. That's
Cholera, dysentery. Oh shit, I gotta drink.
Yep.
all the
So,
things of the
best-
1980s.
Best porta potty I've been in was at my cousin's wedding. It was at like some fancy mansion place, but you can only like go on the grounds, not inside. And there was a porta potty with flowers and stuff all around it, all set up. It smelled nice inside. There was candles because it was dark outside, so you had some light.
Oh. What?
No smell, and had like a water system hooked up to it.
Yeah.
So it was like being in a regular bathroom, other than the size, and it was comfortable being in there. That's probably the best porta potty I've ever been in.
I don't think that counts as a porta potty.
It was a porta potty.
Yeah, what is it, a portable bathroom?
Yeah,
Okay, and then
Yeah, so it's a porta potty.
based on that definition of porta potty, then that expands the repertoire of what can consist of a porta potty.
Airplane bathrooms.
An airplane bathroom can be a porta potty. I'm thinking of the green construction site porta potty where you just shit in a bucket and there's no ventilation. It has like a chemical smell because
yeah. They have them all over where I work. But one of the question was also the nicest porta potty, and it was a legit nice porta potty.
Yeah. So what brought it up for me
Whoa,
is
hold
the
on,
fact
real
that
quick, Frosty. Does that change your mind about women having sex in porta potties? If the porta
Well, if we're
potty,
gonna throw fucking airplanes into it, then yes, that will change my definition of it.
what about nice wedding porta potties?
Again, since we have changed said definition of what a porta potty is, then yes, that would change
So-
my opinion on it.
All right.
So just to be clear, this porta potty was probably cleaned and everything when it arrived, and was there for what, maybe 5 hours for the whole reception. So we're talking about something that's already been scrub cleaned, has candled and scented stuff in it. I mean, but it is a porta potty, but brand new, so you don't have all the settling.
like so I took a shit in a porta potty today. And this was like the loveliest porta potty I've ever had. It did not smell like shit. I don't know what was going on, but it smelled nice. And I mean the toilet paper wasn't great by any means, but it didn't smell bad. And it had like hand sanitizer, it had a built-in sink.
But did you still do the hover?
No, I never do the hover.
You just make a nest.
But the hover is why porta potties probably stink.
That is true. I've seen porta potties that are in disarray because too many hovers. But then again, this was at like a music festival, so it was a bunch of drunk hoverers, and that's just
Yeah.
a good combination.
And at that point, you don't have time to clean the seat or make a nest. You're rushing in there.
Wait,
You
wait,
probably got some in your pants while approaching the hover.
what is a nest exactly?
It's just when you lay the toilet paper on top all around.
Oh, but that's so weird because then you have like toilet paper that's like kind of sticking to you, and nah, I just rather sit down.
So what I do, I wipe the seat.
Mhm.
Depending where I go, I might sit down directly on the seat after I wipe it down.
Mhm.
The other cases, I'll wipe it down, and then I'll lay the toilet paper on a nice clean surface.
I just bare ass sit on it and take a shit.
Me too.
I don't know what you want from me, man. Like, I'm not gonna.
You're so high class.
You don't work where I work.
I'm in a shipyard right now.
I work at a shipyard.
You know what my
Yeah, I understand how the Porta-Johns work at a shipyard, and the one I have currently is amazing. Like,
Yeah, we don't
I
have
seriously wanted to write a review. Like, I was like, I gotta go to this website and be
He was
like, man,
inspired.
these guys make some good porta potties.
Does Yelp have a porta potty review section?
If they did, well, I haven't done it yet, but I plan to. I was like, wow, this shit's fucking amazing.
So the thing that worries me the most about porta potties is what happens if you have a bit of a violent shit and then you get backsplash.
So
You have a blue stain on your
just
back.
say right now, I had a relatively violent shit today in this fancy porta potty, and I had no splashback. First off, and then second off, like I don't think honestly I think splashback is worse on a normal toilet than a porta potty.
Yeah, but on a normal toilet, you know that the splashback is your splashback.
The stakes are higher in a porta potty.
I disagree because so the stuff in a porta potty is a cleaner.
Yeah, but it's still other people's shit.
Well, yeah, but you're not gonna get their shit splashing back on you.
Well, it doesn't stay completely
Oh.
submerged.
God.
Yeah. What happens if it's been recently used and there's a lot of it, and so you have kind of like a mountain of sorts, and then you have the violent shit, and then you get the splashback.
And solid particulates inside the liquid.
Exactly. It's just not a pleasant situation, and that's why I don't use porta potties to go number 2.
Listen, if nature calls, man, I answer that fucking call.
Same here.
Oh, yeah, me too.
No, I'll just hold it for a while. It'll be fine.
If I can make it to a bathroom, I will. If not, I've had to dump.
I get straight Kevin with it. I have to go to the bathroom.
All right.
I have to go to the bathroom.
So would you rather use a porta potty or a bathroom with carpet in it?
Ooh.
I'd rather use
Does
the
road
bathroom
count?
with carpet in it.
Yeah,
See, I'd rather use a porta potty.
I mean, if I don't own the bathroom with carpet, I'd rather use the bathroom with carpet.
It's a public bathroom with carpet.
Oh no, porta potty.
Yeah, right? I'd use a porta potty any day.
Wait, what public bathroom has a carpet?
It's
You'd
a
be
scenario.
surprised.
Oh,
I've never seen one. I doubt I would be flabbergasted. Word of the day.
Well, so for instance,
How public?
I'm in Michigan, so like they love carpet here in Michigan.
Do they love carpeted bathrooms?
Yes, they like shag carpet in their bathrooms here in Michigan.
Well,
is
this
it like
why
the
Michigan needs to die?
is it the shag rugs on top of tile, or is it just straight up carpet?
It's just straight carpet,
Oh,
and it's relatively disgusting. But like I would literally choose a porta potty over carpeted bathrooms any day because
you can't vacuum that out. You have to use a wet vacuum.
Generally, it stinks.
Yeah, that just doesn't seem like a fun time.
How do you clean behind the toilet?
You have to vacuum using the little hose, I guess.
You're going to have to get a scrub brush and scrub it.
Yeah, and then vacuum it up using a wet vac or a shop vac.
What about like AstroTurf? You know?
See, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's mainly plastic, probably easy to clean.
Yeah.
Get a Swiffer mop.
How do you clean AstroTurf?
I
Lawnmower.
don't know. It might be self-cleaning.
Wait, what?
Never mind.
It's pretty much a disinfectant.
You got to get one of those ones that's like one of those like dog pads that has like a drain in it. You know?
just put that in your bathroom, and then like take a piss on the floor, and then just press a button, and it flushes the whole thing.
What do you do for poops?
Your dog comes and picks it up.
Jesus.
You guys familiar with how milk dairy farms do their processing?
No, how?
They have to run a scrape across the entire floor, right?
Depends on the business, but the most popular one that I'm aware of is that 3 or 4 times a day they bring the cows in to be milked, and they basically have an auto system where it hooks up to their udders, and in that system they do their business, whatever, and hits the floor. So every time they come in and out, they have this giant flush. It's basically just giant toilet. They just kind of flush it all out. So it's like this warehouse that's just flushed. I can imagine that being what you guys are describing. Just flush the floor.
I mean,
Yeah,
that seems
Like
like a
a-
good idea.
just put like a drainage system and just like a fire sprinkler system in there. Boom,
Well, okay, so
flush the whole room.
yeah, that'd be a good idea. I'm not gonna lie. But then you couldn't do that with carpet.
AstroTurf.
No, you do it with AstroTurf.
Yeah, AstroTurf would be fun.
Yeah.
I think Jameis has a question. Would you rather?
Yep. So let's get ready for this eye opener. Would you rather have farts that make a loud noise every single time, but they never smell, or farts that never make a noise, but they just smell awful?
Oh,
Nice.
loud noise farts always.
When one makes you laugh, the other
I
makes you cry.
appreciate a good rip.
Same here. I'm on board with that.
Yeah, you gotta have to go with the loud noise because the smell lingers in your mind forever. So, let's say, for example,
Basically scarred for life.
yeah, no, I mean, what happens if you're with a date with a beautiful woman and you let one rip and
Blame it on the neighbor.
Yep.
You can't blame it the fart on someone else
Blame
that's
it on the dog.
loud.
Fuck it. But if you let a silent but deadly one, then she's just gonna sniff for a minute. She's gonna, the fuck is that?
Well, so it depends on if you're worried about public settings or private settings.
I mean, I think this is an all-encompassing situation. So, if you're
But if you knew it wasn't going to smell, you'd be like, yeah, that was me. It's not going to smell. Don't worry.
Yeah, see?
I feel you can have more confidence with the noise because most places you spend your time is going to be at home and at work. So either you're going to be known as the guy who just stinks or the guy who has these funny, hilarious farts. It's like you're in a meeting. It's like, I'll be right back. You go out the door, a huge one. Everyone's laughing. You come back in.
You're a
And you
hero.
did your-
You're basically a hero.
And you did your best not to disturb the meeting, but everyone's so glad anyways.
Well, I mean, so here's the thing, right? Let's not assume the best case scenario, and let's assume that a fart in any context is not going to be funny all the time, right? So
Not with that attitude.
You're not a dad.
No, I mean, okay, business setting. Obviously, that's going to be it's not going to be appropriate. Let's say. And let's say, for instance, you're on a conference call with your boss, and all of a sudden you let one rip. It's not going to be a fun time.
You mute.
You didn't know it was coming? It was like a squeaker sneaker?
No. It's. I guess it's coming, and it's just going to be this loud, terrible time. But it's not going to smell, right? So if you're really going to go with that, then there are ways that you can mitigate the damage that this fart will have on your social life. So you can press the mute button. You can get out of the room. You can do something. I'm assuming that if you leave the room, people won't hear it. So you can modify that. If you just
So let's make it, since most people are one-sided, Let's make it a little bit more interesting. Your loud fart is going to be for 20 seconds. The bad smell only lasts for 5 seconds.
I'd still go with the 20 seconds though.
Yeah, 20-second fart. That's great. That's amazing, honestly. Like,
He's
You know
A
what?
hero.
You're right. I just figure the
like what would you do
just
if
be-
you're on a phone conference and all of a sudden, you know,
Why does it sound like an alarm?
Because it's 20 seconds.
it's a 20-second fart, dude. If my farts are that loud and that crazy, you know I'm eating food specifically just to provoke it. And I'm like fine
To try.
I'm like fine tuning my control of it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
but-
God.
At that point, you're just trying to do an octave.
Yeah,
but with the length
like some
over
fucking
time, it
LL
becomes a
throat singing.
nuisance. Becomes a nuisance over time. You know, you're with your friends. It's all funny at first,
A little
but then
butt
you're
singing.
watching TV and you're trying to do something. People are talking, and you just have these 20-second farts just interrupting everything you're doing.
God damn it! Pause the movie. Gnarly's farting again.
I don't
Yeah,
think that
I mean,
ever get old.
I could see why. I could see that it would get annoying. Like, well, how often are these farts happening? Is it like, you know?
Whenever you fart.
Whenever you fart, so let's make
Constantly.
it that the smelly one is only 2 seconds long, so you can smell bad for 2
That's-
seconds.
No,
No
you
noise.
That's not how
You gotta
smells
do-
work, though. Like,
You're also admitting that there's not the same.
yeah, but like, you know, the smell is gonna linger. Like, the thing that gets me the most is the smell's gonna linger in your mind for you know, days. So, like, say for instance, I'm sitting with Gnarly, or I'm sitting with Jameis, and all of a sudden Gnarly lets out this, like, you know, this nasty fart that I didn't even know about. Right? He just let it go, and it didn't warn me at all. We're just watching some Netflix or something, Netflix and chilling or some shit. And all of a sudden I just like smell that. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, Gnarly? This is the worst thing that I've ever smelled in my life. You're
And then it's
horrible.
gone.
Right? You just, but it's gone, but it's not gone from your mind. It's gone from your sense of smell. You're like, that's terrible. You're still thinking it's terrible, right? Because, like, you know, the sense of smell is affixed to. I think it's like one of your baser senses, right? Like,
Now, here's another thing. You can get up, run to the bathroom, and close the door, let it go, and then 2 seconds later, it's gone. Like, there's just no more smell.
Mhm.
And then you can leave the bathroom or walk out the room or something.
But you have to do that every time you fart. So it's going to be, I mean, like, depending on what you had that day, it's going to be quite a lot. You probably want to switch your diet to salads at that point.
So the strategy
Well,
for one can be the strategy for both, right? So I got a kind of embarrassing story that I'll tell you guys about farting. Go ahead. So when I first met my wife, I was dating her, and it's over at her home, and I was, and I guess am, or was at that time, a gassy person. So I didn't want to show that I'm a gassy person, whether it's smell here or whatever. So I would, every time we were like hanging out, I would like, hold on, gotta go wash my hands. And after like, 2-3 weeks, she's like, I know your secret. I'm like, what? What secret? She's like, you're a germaphobe. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just farting a lot. I'd rather be a germaphobe than let my secret out that I have gassy. The other way around.
yeah, I mean, like, if you think about it, yeah.
Well, my point is, you can still hide it with the same strategy, whether it's loud or stinky.
So let's up the ante a little bit. So how about the smelly farts now make people like throw up? It's like that bad. And
Baby killers is what they're called.
and
Baby
the
killers.
normal, the
If you
loud
farted
farts
near a
make
baby,
people
it would
deaf.
die.
and it fills the ventilation of whatever space you're in. So if you're in a house, everything in that house is
You can't
is
escape
fucked.
it. You definitely cannot escape
you cannot hide and escape the smell, and people are going to throw up because of it. Now,
What if you're in a room that's with a closed door?
That'd be
Nope,
a superpower.
It
though.
is
You
so
could rob
bad,
a
it's gonna
bank
go
with
through the
that
ventilation
power.
system.
it's getting everywhere.
It's going to take
everywhere.
the paint off the walls.
For how long?
All right. So
Wait, for how long?
It's not for
It-
how
it-
long. It's just the
it's like just like creeping, like it's a creeping fog of war that
Something
just
died
like.
inside of you, and everyone
Yeah.
knows it.
Yeah.
All right. So we got that. The other hand is your farts are like a
No,
You
no,
know?
no. They're so loud that it makes people deaf. Like it's like a fucking gunshot.
Well, it sounds like a one and done
Shaking-
kind of thing. Like
shaking
after it happens
walls.
once.
breaking windows. Like you need insurance now.
All right, so in this case, is the farter affected? Is the farter going to throw up from the smell,
Oh,
or will the fart?
absolutely.
Even the
So that-
farter is gonna be affected by his own smell.
So the-
then I'm taking the auditory one.
But
Absolutely.
you're breaking windows and going deaf every
Yeah,
time
but I'm
you
not
fart.
like throwing up from my own farts. Like, you know,
I would
Paying
rather
medical
throw
bills at
up
that point.
than be deaf.
Yeah, well, after your fart, you're going to be deaf the rest of your life.
So it's a one and done kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a one and done. I
You
mean,
just
I'm
double
deaf.
you
Why are
just
you
double
deaf?
hearing protection all the time.
The decibel is dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, let me add
You
a
fart
third
at
choice.
900 decibels.
Let me add a third choice. What if you had a fart that was just completely normal, like, you know, just normal everyday you and me farts?
But people
But-
could see it.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so you could see the fart, or when you fart, everyone around you simultaneously farts.
It's like sneezing or excuse me,
What kind
yawning.
of superpowers
Like
are we
you're-
giving
no,
people
n-
right now?
You know what?
It's like
Instead of
Misery
they all
loves
fart,
company.
it's literally your fart is the brown noise, and it
All
makes
right.
people shit themselves.
These are like the worst.
Every time you fart, your asshole prolapses.
Yours doesn't? I mean,
But before
Should I
I
get that
laugh,
checked out?
what does
Every time you
prolapse
fart,
mean?
You get a scent of Vaseline. What?
James, go to Google and just type in prolapsed asshole.
Don't do that.
Just type
do
pink
it.
sock.
Just type in blue waffle.
No, I'm just going to type in prolapse.
Just type in Jolly Rancher Reddit.
No, I don't trust y'all. Prolapse.
Wait, are you Googling it?
No, I'm just the word prolapse.
Well, you can't
No,
have
pink
a
sock,
prolapse
pink
if
sock.
You don't have anal.
it's not true. The fart is so
There's
bad you
actual-
can prolapse.
The
Let him search
first
for it.
option was actually prolapse bladder.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, that does not sound good at all.
Oh, okay. This thing just sounds disgusting.
Yeah, you're correct.
It talked about organs and muscles becoming weak and pushing into the vagina through the pelvis region, and
So-
I just closed the window.
Just imagine you go and take a shit, and
No,
then like
I'm
your,
not
your,
imagining.
your butthole
I got
falls
the
out.
idea.
Your butthole falls out.
Whoops.
Like it just.
Uh-oh.
This
That
one might
reminds
be,
me of a joke.
You know, not safe for work a little bit.
Yeah.
So I have a joke along those lines. There was husband and wife that were married, and the husband would always eat food late at night that would make him gassy. So while they were sleeping, he would just always fart, have these just rancid, smelly farts that would wake up his wife, and she was always pissed at him.
Did it make her
The
throw
one-
up, though?
Yeah, she threw up in everything, and she would tell him, if you keep eating like that, you're gonna, shit out your intestines. She would always tell him that. But one day she decides, you know what? I'll go to the butcher's market. I'll go ahead and get some of the leftover stuff from the animals, and we'll throw it in his bed. So while they're sleeping, she puts the intestines and other stuff, inside his underwear. She wakes him up and says, "Look what you've done." So the husband, half asleep, runs to the bathroom, all panicked and everything. And she feels happy that she got her, possibly got him to stop eating like that and scared him. He's in there for a while and he eventually comes back and hops into the bed. No worry or panic or anything. So she's a bit confused. She nudges on his shoulder and says, "Hey, what happened in there?" He said, "You were right. The way I've been eating, I finally did shit out my intestines. But through my sheer willpower and these 2 fingers, I put them back in."
That's terrible. Oh. Oh no.
That's good.
So what's the ballad of FD Senado?
Well, I kind of wanted him to be here, because then he could defend himself. I feel bad talking.
Yeah,
shit
let's
behind his back.
let's not do that unless he's here.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't you drag and drop him in here?
Well, he has to be in one of the in one of the.
I can't-
channels.
James, I can't just magically make people appear.
Why not?
So I should quit trying to be an admin then,
So,
because I have no power.
I had one more thing on the subject of porta potties, right?
Okay.
So, the last question I got on porta potties is, what is the most I can't say it, detrimental thing you could drop in a porta potty?
A baby.
Cell phone.
A baby?
A splash bag turd.
See, so I'm kind of I'll go first, right?
Keys.
Keys was my first thought. The other one would be, while you're taking a shit, a can of soda down the vent.
And you'd go retrieve it? Like, why would you care if you dropped
It
the
would
soda?
block the airflow.
Have you ever tried to retrieve anything?
But why would you go after the soda?
reason, no, you wouldn't go back after the soda. The
That
soda's
sounds
when
bad.
someone's using the toilet.
Wait, what?
You drop it down the stack.
I'm confused.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about into the porta potty,
Yeah.
not
I
like
mean,
out,
keys
from
keys
outside
would
of
be
the
like
porta potty.
accidental, of course. You know, like you pull up your pants and your keys fall out. You know, and you're like, oh fuck.
In that
What,
case,
what about firecrackers?
taking a shit would be an interesting time.
Listen, anything that's dropped into a porta potty that is mine, of my possession, I'm just going to assume that I lost it forever. So,
Yeah.
Let's just
black
say
hole.
it's keys.
yeah,
Let's
I'll
just
walk
say
home.
it is keys.
And keys are harder
Well,
hard to clean.
Looks like
They have
I'm
all
walking
these little
home now.
grooves.
Yeah, that's I
Someone
lost
stole my
car.
keys.
Homeless and I have no car.
Yeah, no, that's what I'll do. I'll be like, oh well, I guess I'll just walk home and I'll call the locksmith to get into my house. That's probably what I'll do. Cell phone? Oh, looks like I have to get another cell phone now.
Get one of those every year anyway.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
If you dropped a baby,
Again, whose baby? Is it my baby?
Get a new baby.
If it's my baby, yes, I got a problem. If
guess
it's someone else's, if it's my
If
sister's
it's my
baby,
baby's problem
hey.
solved.
your
So are you a
baby's in the
single
chair,
mother?
You better go get her.
And this,
depends on if you want your child or not. You know?
That's what I'm saying. It depends on whose baby.
Problem
If it's
solved.
my baby, I got a problem. If it's
I'm
not my
gone
baby,
forever.
somebody else has got a problem.
Someone else's problem now is
Hey, you know how you asked me to hold your baby?
Yeah, something
About-
you're
bad
gonna have to go
has
find
happened.
it.
You see how my hands are empty? There was a problem.
you want the bad news or worse news? Bad news is I dropped your baby.
Worst news, it's in the porta.
But the good-
body is currently drowning. You better do something about
You
it.
should probably hurry up.
But the good news is laying out
going in
something
there.
soft.
I'm not reaching for it.
But the good news is, well, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
It had a soft landing.
Sounds like a shitty landing.
Good news, bad news, or worse news? Bad news, I dropped the baby. Worse news, in the porta potty. Good news, it had a soft landing.
Oh man. Wait, so I'm still confused about the soda.
Be right back.
So
Because it
just-
blocks a vent.
He's talking about through the vent.
It doesn't block the vent. No, it goes through the vent.
Yeah, it's just it lands in the porta potty with someone is what you're trying to say.
Yep.
I think firecrackers would be better.
That's what I'm saying, like a Roman candle. I think that would be a good time.
Oh yeah, like an M80. Oh, I didn't even
What
think
about
about that.
what about you just take a shit into it?
How
Ooh.
can you
wouldn't-
be talking
so
about putting
the-
stuff
Yeah,
in a
but it's like,
potty
it's
and
not
that's
right
for
above your
fireworks?
fucking head. It doesn't go from the vent straight
Yeah,
down.
it goes
through
into the
porta potty.
tank. Yeah. So what you want to do, essentially, what it's causing is splashback, right? So if you drop a Coke can down the stack, it's gonna splash up on the person who's taking the shit. So that's the thing. It kind of sucks. But like so.
What about a
an
bunch of
M80,
bees? A bunch
like
of
one
bees.
of them big ass like fireworks. Oh
Spiders.
man, that would be bad.
Just spiders, all of them.
Or just one of them snakes.
Oh yeah, the poo snake.
Oh.
Like that's an actual thing. There's poo spiders and poo snakes.
And rats.
Yeah. There's spiders that are known for hanging around feces, as well as there's also snakes that like to hang around feces.
The old shit spiders.
Yeah, the old poo spiders.
The little
And the
shithers.
thing is, the poo spider I'm thinking of, I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
This whole
But it's
conversation
poisonous.
makes me want to clean my toilet immediately. Multiple times.
Like I was hiking in New Mexico, and they're like, "Hey, before you take a shit in these latrines, make sure you take a stick and like run it across the bottom of the fucking toilet so you don't get bit by a poo spider, because they're super poisonous, and
The fuck
you'll probably
did you just
die."
say to me?
All right,
That
destinations I
would've
will
been mine.
never go to.
New Mexico?
Never gonna
I'm sure
get-
Arizona's the same.
I've taken a shit in New Mexico before. God damn.
And
I
no
had
one
no
warned
idea.
you about
No one
Who's
warned me,
sorry?
bro. I could be dead.
So
Fucking
let
asshole.
me also bring up here. I'm gonna look up an image for you guys.
I don't know if I want to see the image.
It's just a picture of a latrine.
Okay. Where are you gonna post it? Where'd you put it?
I'm looking it up right now.
I think I know what image you're talking about, and that image gives me nightmares.
It's probably not the image here. Okay, so there's two types of I don't know how much you guys go like hiking and stuff like that, but there's two styles of toilets usually when you go hiking, right? Well, I guess three, but the most common, so you have what's called pilot co-pilot, and you have pilot to bombardier. So that kind of gives like a pretty good sense of what kind of toilets you got. So if you had to share this toilet, which one would you guys prefer? Now I'm gonna post this in general. So here's I gotta figure out how to do this. So
I
here's
believe in you.
Control
Here's
V.
pilot to bombardier rather, and then here's a pilot co-pilot.
Wait,
Based on the way you said these things, I'm gonna have to say, yeah, I want Bombardier.
Look at that view, though, bro.
So the reason I
Look
I-
at the
I,
view.
the view is very good. Yeah, I mean it's a hiking trail. Of course it's gonna be a great view.
So they're both back to back.
Yeah, so you got
No,
back to
no,
back.
no, 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 no.
and you
They're
got
not
side
both
to
back to
side.
back. Wait, no, they're
No,
both.
the other one isn't side to side.
They're
They're
both
back to
back to
back.
back.
they're both back. to
One's
back.
just
Oh,
you're using
sorry,
your
sorry.
buddy's back as your backrest. I don't consider. I consider that back to back.
Sorry,
The one
sorry,
with the partition in between, you're just shitting on opposite sides of the wall.
I wouldn't call that a full-on wall. All right,
It-
like your heads are
the other
probably touching. Your heads are probably touching.
No,
in the
why
bottom
are
one,
you
you,
No,
back?
you're
Imagine
not.
back.
share
This
something
motherfucker, you
more-
gotta lean
more
forward.
Like this.
Yeah, you're leaning forward. Anytime
I
you
lean
shit-
back, bro. I lean back.
What?
If
kind
you
of shit are
lean back,
having
if you
where
touch the back of my head with your head, we're fighting.
So this is more of the sense that I was talking. I
Alright.
thought that
Okay.
one was side to
That's
side.
just fucking gay.
so
Is it gay though? I mean, like,
It's gay.
I would go for the middle one, but between top and bottom. Oh, they're both going into a box, right?
they all go to a hole, so
This
you
reminds
don't
me
have
of
to
that
worry
one
about
scene in
splashback.
Schindler's
Top.
List. This reminds me of the scene in Schindler's List where the boy is hiding from the Nazis and he has to go into a porta potty, and that's just a terrible scene.
Never saw the movie, so thanks for the spoilers. But I don't know if
All right,
it was
no,
with
no.
gnarly.
You can't say
I
that
could
when the
do the-
movie's been out for this long.
It's
All
like
right,
the Titanic. What's going to happen? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if it was me and gnarly, or me
You've
and
had
Gringo,
40
I would go for
years.
the bottom one. But other than that, probably top.
Yeah, I mean the top one's probably the best possible situation. Although I have never been on a trail where I've seen these. I've always been on trails where they had like an actual facility place where you can do your business that you could
So
go to.
it's so that you can face each other and high five.
Yeah.
Nice one, bro.
There's no wrong way to take a shit.
There is
I think
plenty
we
of
found
wrong
one.
ways to take a shit.
It's like an upper decker.
Oh no.
There's no wrong way.
Challenge accepted.
So, who's familiar with Final Fantasy?
I don't know if anyone here is familiar with Final Fantasy. That was probably maybe a conversation for me. But for actually, quick poll. Do you guys know about Final Fantasy?
I do.
A little bit.
To a point.
Yes, I've been a fan since 7.
Okay. All right. So I think Jameis is going to disagree with me on this. Final Fantasy VIII is the best Final Fantasy.
I agree. That's my favorite.
I agree.
All wrong.
Okay, Frosty, dissenting opinion, go.
I don't know what.
One winged angel. Done. I win.
No.
Valid point.
No, because Sephiroth is a better bad guy. All of the sorceress's powers are better antagonists. The entire storyline is more relatable. It's just a better game overall. Final Fantasy VIII is the best game.
I don't agree.
Did you just fake a leave? Is that what happened?
I didn't. Oh, the long. My outrage. My disbelief that I have so many people that I did not realize were these types of people. Yes, I would have left.
No, Frosty, why do you think that 7 is a superior game when it is clearly inferior?
Why do you think yours is so? You just think that I mean, I love the story for 7 more than I like the story for 8.
I didn't even finish 7. I got bored with it.
Yeah, I couldn't even finish the first disc.
But Gem and I, we have
When did you
had
play
this
it? Did you play it like
conversation
20
before.
years
and we
later, or
both
like when
agreed
it first
on
came
8.
out?
To be fair, Phalanx, I played it. I played it after I played 8 because everyone.
Phalanx.
It's pronounced
Phalanx.
phallic. Phallic. Thank you
Phallic.
very much.
Phallic.
No. You got to call him Silast.
Silast. Okay, so Silast. I played
Silast.
8 first.
Side duck.
8 was my first game.
Same here.
And then,
Well, that's probably why you love it so much.
And then I played 7.
I think that's where the descent is. It's whichever one you played first is usually which one the
Introduce
person's
you to
going
the
to say.
series.
It's
And then
the
you
same
go
with
backwards in
Gundam.
graphics, and you're like, graphics.
No,
Even though you're
I-
probably not
you
even
know-
connecting those dots.
In those two, the graphics were pretty much the same. It was that Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 8 visually.
That's
are
it.
pretty
8
much-
had better visuals.
No, 8 definitely had better visuals because the style of was a little bit different. So they changed it up. So like in 7 you had really blocky characters. And
But cutscenes were pretty equal between both.
Yeah,
No.
like
Were there
absolutely
more in
not.
8 as well?
No, 8 had way better cutscenes. Like
I'm talking about visually, the graphics were pretty similar between 8 and 7 cutscenes,
Not
but
even.
gameplay, I would say 8 was better.
Actually, I tend to. I'm going to disagree on one point, and that is the junction system. The junction system on 8 was
Was
really dumb
retarded?
because it
Was retarded? Yeah.
prevented you from using magic that you wanted to use. Because like basically what it was
You could still use the magic, it was just applied differently.
yeah, because okay, so let's say for instance you junctioned your Kuraga to your health, and you had 9647 health, and you used one Kuraga to cure your teammate. Now you only had 95, right? So every time that you used that magic that you already had junctioned, you're actually limiting your stats in real time. Whereas in 7, you just had mana that you could attach to your weapon, right? And then there were some other ways. I don't know. I only played the first disc, so
Still can't believe you only played the first disc. You never even made it out of the fucking city.
yeah, like I just couldn't get
How
into
can you?
it.
Yeah, that's your opinion doesn't matter because you didn't even give the whole go. Boom.
Yeah, I was in the second
Yeah.
disc when I quit
Boom.
playing. But one thing I will say, because me and Raph, we played 8 before we played 7, which made me think of something else. When it comes to Gundam, I found between Gundam Wing and G Gundam, it depends which one you watch first. So I grew up around people that saw Gundam Wing, and later when I was in high school, I saw G Gundam, and then Gundam Wing, and I was bored by Gundam Wing. But all my friends who saw Gundam Wing first loved it and hated G Gundam.
Well, because you're mentally flawed. Because Gundam Wing is a superior.
Is Gundam Wing the
I
one?
forgot about that point. You're right.
Was
you're right.
that the?
So-
I forgot about that. My bad.
So Gemini, what did you watch first, Gundam Wing or G Gundam?
Gundam Wing.
I watched G Gundam first.
I hated G Gundam specifically for the way that they did the battle system in G Gundam, because you had like this, you wore a suit and then the Gundam would move with you, but you were still in the Gundam. It didn't make any sense. Why wouldn't you just tether it remotely? That way the pilot is not harmed. Whereas
Because
in
the
Gundam
technology
Wing,
wasn't that good.
it's in the
You
future.
got pretty.
They didn't have 5G then.
It's in the future.
No, if they had 5G, then they'd all be wearing a mask. But anyways,
Oh my god.
Or would they all be sterile? I can't keep it straight.
but also, you got to be in the action with your Gundam. You know, it's a partnership. That's why you do it. If you're really a superior fighter, you're going to be in your Gundam. There's pride in it than being in a remote control setting.
Sounds like
Yeah, I like to ride bombs in the battle too.
Sounds like G Gundam is ripping off Pacific Rim. Is what that sounds like.
Didn't Pacific Rim come out after G Gundam?
Doesn't matter. No, Gundam Wing. The storyline for Gundam Wing was much better because it was all like this kind of internal struggle between a military that was trying to siege a coup on the colonies, and the colonies were revolting, and it was a really interesting storyline on how
Isn't that
everything
every
played together.
Gundam?
No, because G Gundam was all about this tournament. I'm like, this is dumb.
But
There's no
underline, you have the Dark Gundam, which is trying to be utilized by the military to take over all the other colonies.
Yeah, but the way that they played it out just seemed really dumb, and I was uninterested from the get go. Whereas in Gundam Wing, you had these 5 Gundams that could just absolutely dominate, and they were only used in special circumstances, and that was the last ditch effort that the colonies had to get in a word edgewise to establish their freedom. It's just a way more compelling story. Also, the main character, Hito, is just a badass. He's just well, fuck it, I guess I'll die. He's just to the point of suicidal. He has to complete his mission, and that's just kind of a very interesting,
Did you finish G Gundam
I did not finish G Gundam.
or Final Fantasy VII? So I think the correlation using Gundam to relate to Final Fantasy when it comes to 7 and 8, there is a divide, and I think it depends on what you played first.
Or if you finish said.
Well,
And I think that plays a factor into it.
to be
If it was the
absolutely
second one you
fair-
played and you didn't finish,
To be
I think
absolutely, to be absolutely fair, I technically did not finish Final Fantasy VIII.
I finished it with Game Shark.
Oh,
Who here finished both games? No one?
Oh, hold on, I gotta be. Hold on, stand by.
Gnarly, did you finish it? Did you play? You played?
I
No.
played 8, but I never finished it.
Well,
I never
okay,
finished 8.
Where did you stop at 8?
Dude, I don't remember, dude. I was in middle school, bro.
How many discs did you swap out? Which disc were you on?
I don't know.
How do you not know?
Because it was a long ass time ago, bro.
I know exactly what disc I stopped at. I stopped at the beginning of disc 4 because I went to Altamisia's castle, and because I was 12, I was scared, so I stopped.
I might have stopped like after the first disc. I just didn't feel connected to the protagonist or any of them. I didn't give no
Yeah.
fucks. They're like, all right, they're these high class people going to balls and dancing, and what the fuck is this shit? Oh, I know why. I didn't have a word for it at the time, but they 8 really banked on the male archetype that is the pretty male, and it just didn't. I didn't comprehend it.
No, that was more of 10 than 8.
Well,
Yeah,
I
10.
actually liked 10, but I was a little bit older at that point. But
I think
8
10 was probably
leaning
the
on it.
funnest one.
Yeah, I enjoyed 10 a fuck time. But my point is that at 8, they still kind of leaned on that archetype that was completely foreign to Americans.
So
You guys
Squall
have fun. I gotta hop off.
was moody,
Yeah,
and
but Squall
Root.
and Cloud both had the moody.
Have a good one.
Oh, he left. Both Squall and Cloud had like the moody. I'm a loner, kind of in a big world, and I'm thrust into like this position where I have to.
Yeah,
save
that was me in middle school or whatever.
Yeah,
I think that was more Squall than
every
Cloud.
teen angst.
Right. So better game done.
No. But all of them, both of them had that, right? With 10,
We're talking about 8 and 7 though.
okay. So with 8 and 7, they both have similar archetypes, right? 8, I think, was. I'm trying to think of what's a good one. So I remember reading a synopsis about Final Fantasy VIII and what the actual theme of it was, and they tried to make it so like basically the theme was love, right? And you can kind of see it in the box art, where in 7 it's a little bit different. They don't focus on the love triangle that is.
It was
that is
resistance. You got to fight the power.
Yeah.
Like the Matrix.
There's also a comet that happens. I once again, like I don't remember 100%, but with the thing about 8 is that you were a mercenary, kind of like a rebel without a cause, and you find a cause in the whole sorceress plot line, right? And you're kind of thrust into this position. You don't know what to do, and you're just kind of like, okay, I need to buckle down. I need to nut up or shut up, and I need to finish this this thing. And
What was the limit break system in 8, or was there one?
there was the limit break was if you were low on health, your limit would show up.
Yeah,
Or if you used
I really
Aura.
didn't like that because I loved the limit break system in 7. And the other thing is I couldn't get behind a gun with a blade on it
A gun
that
blade?
you shot to do more damage.
Yeah,
Gun blade.
That was fun. It was a fun time.
I did not like it.
No,
Sword. Just use a sword.
it was a gun blade. It was super cool. Well, I mean, the Buster Sword was like bigger than all of Cloud, and he
Yeah.
was able to like. Swing
Awesome.
It. No, that just doesn't make sense to me because it's just
He's
like,
this strong ass motherfucker. I think they even covered that. Like, oh, it's so heavy. Yeah, well, how about Advent Children? You ever watch
Oh,
Advent
I really liked the
I did like Advent Children.
Yeah.
I thought.
I did like the storyline in 8, like with Laguna as the side story, who's his uncle, and like some of the other characters and stuff.
Dude, spoilers.
Yeah, bro.
Also, wait, I thought Laguna was his dad. No.
No,
Wait, who's Skull's dad then?
I don't think it's known because he grew up in an orphanage.
No. Okay. I'm trying to remember because I played it like maybe like 6 or 8 months ago. Okay. So Squall. No, I'm sorry. Laguna gives birth to. Laguna dates Rain, and Rain has
That little girl.
that little girl alone, right?
Yep.
But Rain dies in childbirth, and you don't know who that is, but both Alone and Squall end up in the orphanage together because Laguna has to go to Esther to be the president, and somehow didn't take his kids with him, right? So Squall is Laguna's son.
I don't think he's supposed to be Laguna's son. I think I'll have to go back. It's been years since I played.
Because it doesn't make sense to be the uncle because you don't have a tie-in like that, right? Everyone else has or like the uncle story doesn't have a tie-in. I'm pretty sure that they're father and son. That makes the most sense.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, and it's also kind of weird because Renoa, Renoa's mom dated Squall's dad, and then they end up together.
Man, it's a lot of minor details. I can't remember.
Yeah,
But overall, that's one thing I did like about 8 was all the connections between each character.
Yeah, no, that was pretty dope because you had Irvine who was always after Selfie, and Selfie was I just like the name Selfie. I was like, oh man,
Loof.
this is gonna come back. Zell was kind of weird. I never liked Zell very much. He was just kind of dumb,
Annoying.
Yeah. Sephiroth was kind of like a toned down Sephiroth, if we're gonna be honest. Because Sephiroth was just like truly evil. Sephiroth was just kind of like, I'm your rival, kind of like
Own interest.
Huh?
He always had his own interest in the rivalry.
Yeah. And then he ends up kind of doing his own thing because he can't become a seed because he always fails the exam. So he finds another outlet. He takes a shortcut essentially, right? And then that kind of embellishes the overarching theme of you should stay in school.
And then we have the hot teacher, Quistis.
No, I found what I thought was weird. Quistis is 1 year older than everybody else. And you're kind of how is she a teacher? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, at the time they're in war, so their school is pretty much a battle academy.
Well, yeah, because they're mercenaries. So I mean,
they're pulling any sources they can find. So if you excelled well and everything, you're probably better off passing all that knowledge to everyone below you to try to get them caught up. Kind of make you into a group leader.
Yeah, that makes sense. But Quistis was not a very good teacher. He wasn't a very good leader.
No, she wasn't. I always found that kind of weird that she was 1 or 2 years older than them.
Yeah.
I would attribute it to it's war, limited resources, so you're pretty much, you graduated, good. We need someone here. You're going there.
Okay. What about 10 though? How do you feel about 10?
Final Fantasy X?
Yeah.
You know what? I thought it was very, very fun. The graphics and music were really good. I enjoyed 10 a lot. But being in an anime group, 10 was also annoying because the girls are pining over Titus, who at the time was really badass. And as soon as they discovered 10, they just made it seem really, really lame.
So you're not a true gamer because Titus, you're only after Titus because of his looks. How could you?
So, Gnarly could back me up on this. It got annoying after a while. We actually made this Titus thing that was like a bullseye, a target thing, and we'd take it out to the backyard and see who got the most points.
That happened.
Oh my god, you guys hated Titus that much because there's...
I just like shooting stuff.
The Titus Chad steals all the the women.
Yeah, we used to shoot lizards and other things in the backyard, so we shot the BB gun a lot.
I've stooped pretty low. All right.
But they made something cool uncool.
Well, I think 10 was really interesting because 10 was the same style of 13 in as far as the gameplay, but 13 was so bad because they forgot to make it look interesting. If that makes sense.
I never really played past 10.
So, has anybody played Final Fantasy 13?
Touched it, but never really went through it.
Okay,
But
so I got.
thanks for having me on your podcast. I'm gonna head out.
Wait, say what?
Thanks for having me on your podcast. I'm gonna head out.
All right.
All right.
Take care. Thanks for dropping by.
See
Take
ya.
care.
See you, Phylax.
It's phallic. Phallic. Thank you very much. All right. Take care.
Phallus.
Oh man. But yeah, so the 13, they renamed it Final Fantasy Hallway because it basically was just like a straight line, and you couldn't deviate for a good 30 hours into the game,
Mm-hmm.
right? 10 had a similar thing where you basically followed a trail forever, and then you got to the part where you could actually fly the ship, and that was towards the end of the game too. But I think that 10 hit it better than 13 did.
Yeah, it had a good storyline. And you had the Great Plains that were really cool. You could do a lot of stuff in them. And then just building your ultimate weapons.
Hmm. Yeah, no, 10 was really nice. I just wish 13 was nice. I worry about playing 15 because they've renamed it Final Fantasy Road Trip. So,
Oh.
yeah, I hear that you get a car and then you just drive around forever and then that's the game. It, I want it to be good, but I don't know if it's gonna be. I haven't played it yet. I'm still kind of waiting it out.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Gnarly? Like, no, you played 13.
I mean, I put Final Fantasy was never really my thing. I mean, I played it a little bit, but I don't know. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Wait, what games were you into? I don't even remember.
Right?
All of them.
Except Final Fantasy. Well, are
All
you
the
into the RPG genre at all, or?
A little bit, but not
World of Warcraft.
so much. Oh, I definitely played the shit out of WoW.
Well, I don't know if WoW counts because I mean it is an RPG, but it's an MMO. So it's a
So you're
little
talking about
different.
turn-based RPGs?
No, not even turn-based because you can have Kingdom Hearts, for example, is non-turn-based, but it's still an RPG.
Yeah, any role-playing game. Legend of Zelda is an RPG.
Yes, I think. Yeah, because
It is.
Yeah, there's not a distinct leveling up system until the later games, but no.
Well, you don't need a leveling system. It's just a role-playing game.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just a basic first-person role. Well, it's not always first-person. It's just a basic role-playing game where WoW is a RPG MMO. Final Fantasy is a RPG turn-based style.
Well, not all of them.
Not all of them.
Yeah. So, 15 is I think it's real time.
Cool.
Yeah. So you kind of you kind of have different things that you can do with it and whatnot. But yeah. I don't know. I think it's time to end.
I think so. We covered all of our topics.
That is true. We have. Well, except the technology one, but we can leave that for another time.
Oops, yeah, I forgot that. So, anyone listening, go ahead and take your favorite drink and throw it at that subscribe button. And if you're still sober enough, go ahead, pick it up and throw it at the like button as well, so we can keep on getting good views. Now, we didn't play What Am I Drinking?
I think we're good because I'm done drinking whatever I'm drinking. Also, this podcast is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends, ExpressVPN, NordVPN, Vikings, Clash of the Clans. What else? Movement Watches. Paul's
And the Guardian
Genius.
Angels.
Yes. Also,
And-
the Purple Mattress Company.